Pre-workouts are a combination of amino acids and chemical extracts that have become a training ritual that many people feel they can't train without. So I work in the supplement industry essentially as a sales assistant. Pre-workouts of all brands just fly off our shelves, but very few people know exactly what they're putting in their body. Today, I want to break down some of the most common or key ingredients in pre-workouts so you know where to invest your money. I looked at 10 of our best-selling pre-workouts, essentially looking at over 70 ingredients to best understand what it is you guys are putting in your body. Here are the 7 most common ingredients that you will find in most pre-workouts. Citrulline malate. Citrulline is an amino acid involved in the urea cycle in the body and has become a staple in the fitness industry. In terms of performance enhancing effects, citrulline malate is nothing more than a pump product. In theory, pump products or nitric oxide boosters should be able to benefit overall gains and hypertrophy. Increased nitric oxide should enhance both your training volume, muscle cell swelling, and satellite cell number, and in return, increase overall hypertrophy. However, this doesn't really ring true in countless practical applications on human trials. So essentially, citrulline is nothing more than a pump product, but in its class, it is easily one of the most effective and easily accessible. Niacin. Niacin is a form of B3 vitamin. Niacin's use in pre-workouts is a bit more of a tricky one. A study from the International Society of Sports Nutrition did a really interesting research report on niacin's role in fat metabolism. Niacin preserves free fatty acids, increasing your body's reliance on carbohydrates as an energy source. This is shown to potentially impair aerobic performance, which begs the question, why is it in pre-workout? My theory is the niacin flush. When higher doses of niacin are supplemented, it creates a blotchy, flushed look on your skin due to increased blood flow under the skin's surface and creates an irritating burning sensation. This makes people feel as if the pre-workout is working opposed to actually having a physical effect. Taurine. Taurine is an organic acid naturally found in a wide range of foods, especially in high doses in different meats. Despite media scare tactics, there is nothing dangerous about taurine. Although it does have a wide variety of health benefits, taurine isn't really going to do much for your gym performance. A 2013 blog post from Greg Nuckols touched on the benefits of taurine. However, a lot of it is only relevant to specific populations. The only readily available studies on taurine that it seems like he referenced are on diabetics and people with cardiac health issues. So essentially, taurine does have a role in everyday health, but doesn't really have a place in pre-workouts. Tyrosine. Tyrosine is another amino acid that makes this list. Tyrosine is an important amino acid in the production of noradrenaline and dopamine. According to the reliable source that is MassiveJoes.com, tyrosine is put into pre-workouts to improve cognitive performance and reduce the perception of stress during acute exercise, allowing you to train longer and compete harder. However, current applicable research on tyrosine has only shown to slow the depletion of noradrenaline. Even these effects are only tested in high stress conditions, often researched amongst military personnel in high altitude or freezing cold temperatures. So although there is promise there for an increase in subjective well-being and cognition, it's really limited to these high stress situations and in much higher doses than what's found in most pre-workouts. Beta-alanine. Beta-alanine is an altered form of the amino acid alanine. Beta-alanine is used to increase your muscular endurance in the gym. Beta-alanine is converted into carnosine in your body and eventually works to counteract drops in pH levels. So when your body starts to produce a buildup of lactic acid, carnosine is released in response to these lower pH levels, buffering this buildup. In a study performed on 2-kilometer row performance, subjects supplementing beta-alanine received a 2.5% increase in performance compared to those supplementing placebo. Another 30-day study was performed on football players with a resistant training program. There was a direct link in those supplementing beta-alanine with an increased overall training volume during this 30-day period. So yes, beta-alanine fucking rocks. Caffeine and Anhydrous. Caffeine is one we are all familiar with. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine receptors, which prevents relaxation and a feeling of tiredness, and naturally in place causes alertness and awakeness. However, with habitual use or tolerance build-up, most people will find that their alertness begins to go away, and the anti-sleeping properties stay. This is also insurmountable, which essentially means that supplementing high doses of caffeine won't overcome your tolerance. A high dose of caffeine, around 5 milligrams per kilo of body weight, has shown to benefit both power output and, in return, endurance performance. This increase in endurance is more likely down to an increase in power output and that anti-fatigue effect, opposed to somehow creating different pathways to provide more energy. Medicine and Sports and Science performed a study where 9 competitive cyclists were able to perform for 15 minutes longer at 80% of their VO2 max when supplementing caffeine, a 25% increase compared to their regular 75-minute decaffeinated performance. Although this is one study, and there are many factors that go into how much benefit you will get out of caffeine, it is safe to say, from a meta-analysis point of view, that it's going to positively impact your athletic performance. Unlike everything else on this list, caffeine gets a tick. Finally, creatine. Creatine showed up 9 times in different forms amongst these pre-workouts. Creatine is a fantastic supplement that I want to dedicate a complete full-length video to, so I won't go too deep here. Creatine is a supplement that increases your body's supply of phosphate, which is a very important molecule in the production of ATP, our body's primary energy source when we're weightlifting. Studies show that by consistently supplementing creatine, weightlifters can increase their power output by 8% on average, according to the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research. So to wrap up, pre-workouts are a little overhyped. They're a fun way to put you in the zone. However, for $60+ a month, there are better uses of your money. However, I still use pre-workouts myself. I find them as a ritual and a keystone habit to help me completely engage in my training. If you found this video helpful at all or enjoyed it, make sure to drop it a like. I want to do a video in the future looking at some of the less common ingredients that I personally believe can show benefit to your training. So if you want to stay tuned for that, make sure to hit subscribe. Thanks for watching. Peace.